Hello everybody, welcome back. It's me, GhostCritic, with a Thursday comic book review show on a Saturday morning. Yes, I'm back from my work trip away, very tiring. It's Saturday morning and it felt very weird not doing a video on Thursday and not even getting to read my comics on Wednesday night. So on my way back home last night, I popped into my local comic book store, picked up my comics, and wow, what a stack we had. I'm going to keep this brief, short, concise, hopefully, because I'm looking at hopefully doing another video that will go up tomorrow. So let's crack on, because there's about 8 books to get through. These are really in no particular order because I thought they were all pretty good. This week there was no turkeys as such, but there was a pick of the week, which we'll get to, and it's a week behind, so clue. Let's get on with it. Punisher Warzone issue 5 of 5 wraps up Punisher versus the Avengers, and yes, Frank finally takes on the Avengers as a group. Frank knows he's not going to win this, but this is all a tactic to help Cole Alvis to escape and basically escape the country before they take her to trial and send her away to prison. So the problem with this title was its timing. By the end of this issue, yes, the Avengers have taken down Frank. They've incarcerated him in a prison that's practically at the bottom of a sea. But we already know, obviously, that Punisher is now part of the, is it the Thunderbolts team? I don't read that new title. So I don't know whether it's been explained how he is escaped, been let out of this prison. So although this was a great issue kind of action wise, the story kind of felt a little flat at the end, knowing that, well, Punisher isn't in this prison anymore. He's working with the Thunderbolts as part of the team. The more interesting aspect, and what would have been cooler, was to keep Frank, as reticent as I am for this, to keep Frank in that prison. But we have at the end Cole Alvis, who basically hasn't fled the country. She's ends up in Los Angeles, and she has basically taken on the persona of the Punisher, and that would have been a great lead into a new Punisher title where we have Cole Alvis as the Punisher, and maybe seeing her story of how she deals with being that title of the Punisher. So although I've really enjoyed Punisher Warzone, I'm afraid by the end of it kind of let down, but due to timing of this issue. But you know what, Rucker, the title before it, and kind of wrapping it up with this 5-issue miniseries, did a perfect job in, you know, bringing back Punisher to basics, to his core kind of values and beliefs. I Vampire issue 17, and well, Andrew Bennett's taken over the House of Mystery, and it looks like, you know, there's the fights between, you know, our kind of John Constantine team and Andrew Bennett and his bunch of demons. But not only is that kind of fight going on, but our Constantine team is battling their own personal demons within the house. This is building to, obviously, its inevitable conclusion and cancellation. But I just wonder, from this issue alone, who is going to be left? Because people are getting mowed down left, right and centre. Josh Falkoff still doing a great job. I wonder how really this is going to end to keep us firm favourites of our Vampire satisfied with the conclusion of iVampire, or whether he's going to have to have rushed this end to get this title out, with the last issue being issue 19. But still, it's been a fantastic read, action-packed. Go and pick up the trades now. The Unwritten, issue 16, and we kind of conclude our 2-issue detour from the main Tommy and Hell storyline, and we've got Didge and we've got Savoy looking into this kind of zombie death storyline we have that's centered around this little boy who's writing stories that seem to uncannily actually come to life. And we have clues about the impact of Leviathan's death from back in the War of the Words, and basically Leviathan's origins and its species. Leviathan, we find, isn't really a kind of one-off entity. There are others much like Leviathan, but have different aspects which aren't as good for the human Earth as Leviathan is, but a great kind of setup for future storylines. Just a kind of great... It's a great cop detective story with Didge and Savoy putting all the clues together and working out how to put a stop to this. We also have the little kind of vignette of Madame Rausch, who is on practically death's door, but making a deal to survive, maybe just that little bit longer to continue her ambiguous kind of plot that she has in store for the future. Just another great issue. Looking forward to getting more on the story of Tommy and Hell, which will be back next month. Jail Dark, issue 17. Another book where you're wondering who's going to be left to survive to continue this title. We've got the teams who are now prisoners of this world of Epoch. They've been captured. They're in kind of, not cages, but they've been caught and they are being tested on and being, you know, poked and prodded. And so it's really up to Frankenstein, who hasn't been affected by the whole magic part of this planet, because obviously we've got John Constantine who can't lie anymore, I should say. You've got Dead Man, who was alive and then dead and alive. We don't know where he is now. Madame Xanadu, who's aging incredibly rapidly. Black Orchid, who's just turned into this kind of flesh monster. So yes, it's up to Frankenstein and now Timothy Hunter and his army of kind of mythical creatures to go and rescue our band. But as I said, Madame Xanadu has had one of her kind of premonitions, and we kind of get the idea that maybe the whole team isn't going to survive this trip. It's just a great issue. Packed with action, packed with excitement, and just foreboding of things to come. I love Justice League Dark. Ever since Jeff Lemire has come on this, it's been, you know, solidly progressed. With every issue, there's no been that kind of slow meandering that we had previously, where although it was good, you were kind of like, come on, let's get this going. So we are, again, reaching a crescendo to finish off this Death of Magic storyline. Looking forward to the end of this. Ultimate X-Men, issue 23, and Brian Wood takes us back a little bit from just before the kind of Utopia Reservation X storyline that we've just had, and this centres on Storm and partly of kind of Peter Rasputin Colossus, who escaped from Camp Angel when they had the kind of huge riots and they all escaped. So we get this all kind of from Storm's perspective, how, you know, she's kind of getting this bond with Peter, and all Peter's wrangling with his guilt of killing someone in the riots that helped to escape from Camp Angel. Just quite a really interesting, you know, insight into Storm and how she got from Camp Angel to Utopia, where she is now. Love the artwork by Barberi. What else can I say about this? I know a lot of you are huge fans of Storm with a Mohican. I'm not one of them. I've never liked her as soon as she's stuck on that Mohican, but as a character, she's really appealing. So a nice little detour, a kind of one-off issue to quickly delve into what happened to Storm and Peter just before the Utopia storyline. We have Revival, issue 7. Yes, this is what I should have had last week, but due to snow such that you're all having over there, didn't get over. But anyway, Revival concludes our kind of detective cop storyline over the murder of Justin Haynes, and we find out who did it, why they did it, and it's just a really good kind of detective story set in a little small kind of rural town. We have kind of little side bits that, you know, we've got this rather creepy shed that we have some sort of doctor or maybe a scientist that's clearly cutting up bodies inside it. We have clues that these revivers are meeting, perhaps in secret. What are they meeting for? Hopefully that will be explained and investigated into further on in the in this series. And obviously, for those of you who read it last week, you leave with an overturned truck of cut up body parts. Nice. And Tim Seeley's really doing a good job on this title. I'm enjoying his storytelling, his writing, and he's just doing a kind of great kind of cop drama slash zombie story. Excuse me. So yeah, Revival. Go and pick up the trade of the first. I think the first 6 issues is already out. Maybe the first 5. I'm not 100% sure on that. But please go and pick up Revival. It's a great Image title, and it's another $2.99. You can't beat that. I picked up. Now I went to the shelf. I picked this up and put it back about 2 or 3 times. I really wasn't sure, but I'm glad I kept it. It is Guardians of the Galaxy issue 0.1. We'll get back to that. But I was pleasantly surprised at this. As loathed as I am about Bendis being so omnipresent in the Marvel Universe and his kind of architecture, story building, universe building of the whole Marvel Universe, I think he has way too much say in what goes on in the Marvel Universe as a whole. You can't deny that Bendis tells a gripping and intriguing story. I know very little of Guardians of the Galaxy, and so this was a kind of nice setup to bring a reader in, but there really is no reason for a 0.1 issue. It's not a jumping on point. This is the start of a new series. There's nothing that kind of pertains to any previous series that I can see. But what we do have is kind of crash landings, we've got intergalactic royalty, we have space wars, we've got teenage pregnancies, we've got the youth taking on the legacy of the father, but in more of an unexpected way. And there's Iron Man thrown in there. He is going to be part of this new team. Coupled with Steve McNiven's artwork, this is a nice book. And I've kind of been waiting for one of these Marvel kind of cosmic sci-fi storylines titles to pick up and read, because, you know, they did a lot in previous ages, and I've always really just wanted one to come out that, you know, is going to stick and is going to have, you know, consequences for the whole Marvel Universe as a whole. So I reckon Guardians of the Galaxy is definitely going to be added to my pull list just on this first issue alone. Go give it a try. Like I said, I pondered over it for quite a while in the store, but chucked it on the pile anyway. Finally, and not really a lot to say about it, but it is my pick of the week. It did come out last week. I didn't get it, again, due to the whole snow thing, so the delivery didn't come over. It is, of course, Saga issue 10. Brian K. Vaughan, I hate you. I hate you. Why do you do this to me? First, he kills off just an amazing character, the Stork. And now, just like mere weeks ago that I was saying I wish this character could have a spin-off series because it's such a cool character, and you just wanted more and more. And what does he do? He kills off the Lying Cat. Oh, God! It's so frustrating. This is starting to become like The Walking Dead. No character is safe. However beloved they are by their readership, Brian K. Vaughan just doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's my main point I want to bring up with Saga this issue. Just stop killing off the good characters. Fiona Staples' artwork just gets better and better with every issue. There are some stunning set pieces in this. The huge gorilla, the planet that gives birth to new life. Literally the whole planet is an egg. Just some beautiful, beautiful artwork by Fiona Staples. And, you know, the story that's going on, we get a little bit more about the history of how Alana meets up with, oh, damn it, Hornhead guy, her husband anyway. And Gwendolyn just being completely gung-ho about everything, and probably causing more trouble than she needs to. Just another great issue. Saga. Is Brian K. Vaughan ever really going to trip up? We wonder. 10 issues on, not a dud issue from him. Just fantastic. And that's it for me this week. A little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but I missed you guys. I did. Like I said, it was very weird not doing a video on Thursday night. But here we are. You've got it. It should be okay this week. Should be up at the regular time on Thursday. All being well, fingers crossed I'm not going away next week. And so that's about it from me. If you're new to this channel and you like what you saw, of course, hit the subscribe button down there, give it a big thumbs up, and put lots of comments on there. I will try and respond to as many as I can. So that's me saying goodbye. I'm going to go and catch up on all your videos now and see what you've all been up to while I've been away. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.